it's Wii time, everyone. Sound the alarm. It's Wii time. Ba 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 ba. Kirby's Epic Yarn. What a f***ing game. Originally released in October of 2010, Kirby's Epic Yarn is a spin-off to the wildly popular Kirby franchise featuring Yarn. This is one of the first games I ever played on the Wii. Don't worry, we'll be talking about the first one very soon. And honestly, this game is just brilliant. To sum it up, this video will just be me singing this game's praises and begging you to go play it. So let's get into it. The first thing obviously to point out about this game is the, shall we say, Yarnish quality about it. The whole reason that Kirby is Yarn to begin with is so there could be a fresh new twist to the gameplay. See, every Kirby game, for as amazing as they all are, mostly follow the same gameplay of sucking up enemies, stealing their powers and using it to defeat bosses, as well as some other minor gameplay mechanics. So how do you change those key gameplay mechanics that make Kirby so famous? Get rid of his stomach, of course. Yes, really. See all this empty space inside Kirby? Well, that's real empty space. These yarn lines are the only thing keeping Kirby together. It's even shown in one of the cutscenes when Kirby tries to suck up an enemy, the air just goes right through him. But with this change comes innovation, because now Kirby can use the yarn that makes up his body and manipulate it to turn himself into certain objects or even living things to help him traverse the world around him. Kirby can now turn into a fire engine, digger, dolphin, car, parachute and submarine, and that's not even half of his abilities. Some of these transformations comes as basic controls, like him being able to turn into a parachute by holding the jump button whilst falling to have a slower fall, or other transformations like the fire truck have specific sections of levels that need them to operate in. Another thing I want to talk about quickly before getting onto the story and levels is the music. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it has something to do with nostalgia, maybe it's to do with how good the music is, or maybe somewhere inside this hollow husk of a man there is a soft spot for cute music, but fuck me, is this music perfect. Just listen to it. Perfectly fits the cute aesthetic that the game was going for and the levels in general, and it's just great. Anyways, let's get into the story. So the story starts off with Kirby going about his day, you know, doing his thing. When he sees a tomato on top of a bush, he decides to eat it, but as the classic plot twist goes, there's an evil yarn magician attached to it, the oldest trick in the book. The magician, now mad at Kirby, sucks him into his world of yarn and also turns Kirby into yarn. Now you're probably wondering the significance of the magic metamato that Kirby just inhaled. It never comes back. I'm just as surprised as you are. I thought the Metamato was the reason he turned into yarn, but apparently it was the magician. So, like, what? It doesn't really have any significance to the plot. Kirby meets up with Prince Fluff in the world of yarn, who tells Kirby that the evil magician known as Yin Yarn has unwoven, figuratively and literally, the entire kingdom, and it's up to Kirby and him, if you're playing multiplayer, to stitch the kingdom back together again with the magic pieces of yarn found throughout the different levels. Off we go, exploring the different levels, trying to find pieces of wool. You go about running and jumping and unravelling enemies, completing each level and fighting the really interesting bosses. Now, to be fair, you have to remember that this is a kids game, so you're not going to be having a Dark Souls level boss design, but I'd say that the team did a pretty good job designing the bosses. They were all pretty unique and fun. Even bringing in other characters from the Kirby universe, such as King DDD or Meta Knight, and turning them into yarn. They even have cute remixes of their original soundtracks. All the different worlds of Patchland are completely different from one another, offering up those elemental worlds that Kirby loves so much. We got Grassland, Hotland, Treatland, Waterland, Snowland, Spaceland and Dreamland, each with its own amazing patchwork yarn art style. Like, I'm not being funny, but just look at this world with all its stitches and fabric woven together. It's like a fucking scrapbook. It's amazing. I don't know what it is, but I much prefer this art style to Yoshi's Woolly World. I think it just looks a bit more real and authentic and just nicer. I think I just prefer the 2D woolly patchwork style to the 3D. I don't know. The 3D to me just doesn't... It just looks a bit not very good. Maybe it's just me though. I heard that Yoshi's Woolly World was an alright game, so maybe I can't even comment on it. Now, like I said before in the video, this is a kids game, so the difficulty is dropped right down to the point where it could be considered non-existent, but that doesn't mean that this game isn't worth playing. I would still recommend it to anyone as a game to play just when you're feeling down. As the great anime man once said,
I'm telling you, like, if you're ever feeling sad, just play a Kirby game.
Yeah.
But it is literally impossible to play a Kirby game and not be happy.
And I think that statement holds up just as much with this Kirby game than any others. Cringe alert, cringy statement alert coming right now. You've been warned. But this game gives me an unrivaled amount of happiness, more than most other games could even come close to. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I'm looking at this game with rose-tinted glasses with nostalgia plastered all over them. And you're probably right. But I would still recommend this game to anybody, not just Kirby fans, because I think this game can pretty much be for everyone. Unless you're one of those challenger junkies who only plays games for the hard difficulty and have completed Dark Souls 3 times without ever getting the first death achievement, it probably isn't for you. It's just a great Wii game and the perfect one to start off this series. Way, I bet you didn't see that coming. For pretty much my whole childhood I played on the Wii, and so I have a lot of games to talk about on there, some of which you've probably never heard of, so stay tuned for that. Kirby's Epic Yarn is a brilliant, cute game about yarn and shit, and you should go play it. Now. I mean now. What the fuck are you waiting for? You stupid? Well, you a fucking idiot. Anyway, guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Also, I'm trying to work out a schedule to stream on YouTube, so if that's something you're looking forward to, stay tuned. Okay, bye.